Till now, we have learned about cases. Now, why I'm repeating these cases once again is because this makes the basis. The complete grammar of German grammar is based on cases. A quick review: we have nominative, which is the subject, right? Then we have accusative, which is the direct object upon which the work is being done upon, and then we have dative, and this is the indirect object, right? A hint here: mostly this dative is the humans. In case if any this is a hint. In case if any sentence you find a human being involved, then most likely this human being will be in dative form. I'm talking about object. Yeah. In case the human being is doing some job, let's say Frank writes a letter, so Frank is definitely a subject. So then it's different. But in case if you were to choose between two objects, then the human being, if there is a human being involved in the object, then most likely it's going to be in dative form, right? So that was one thing I wanted to revise. The other thing that I talked upon yesterday was this portion. Here I am. Yeah, here I am. This is most important, friends, for Amia and for others who joined today and missed yesterday's class. This is a table that I discussed upon yesterday. This is the masculine, feminine, neutral, and plural. And as you all know, a masculine is always der, feminine is die, neutral is das, and plural is die. However, this is the most original form, which is known as the most virgin form of grammar, right? But depending on the cases that we learned just now, accusative and dative, these genders may change. Yeah. So the accusative der will become dem. The D will become D. This will remain D. Feminine will always remain feminine. And likewise, das will be das. Plural also remains D. Dative, when we go for dative, be careful here, because now der will convert to dem, D-E-M, and the most striking difference is feminine will convert to masculine in dative, right? So the D, you can expect die Frau, which is a regular thing, but in dative you can expect der Frau also. So if you see der Frau somewhere in a sentence, don't be astonished or don't think that there is a printing mistake or any grammatical mistake. Most likely it's going to be a dative form of Frau, right? Likewise dem and dem. Genitive for now we are not discussing. This is something which is very rarely used, at least in the initial stages, but we'll definitely take it up at a later stage. So this table that I told you yesterday, I request you once again to please keep a screenshot of this table and revise it at least twice a day, because this table you need to learn by heart. There is no way out.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so we'll proceed now. Where I was here. Yeah. All right. Now, you might be remembering, previously I talked about pronouns. And these were known as personal pronouns. And I will just write down once again. Now today we are, diving into some serious German. And this is again something that you need to learn by heart. And there is no exception. So, you just take it as a blanket grammar and just learn it. So, if you remember nominative, what we discussed was, we discussed ich, du, er, es. Guys, do you remember this session? Once we did this?
Yeah. Er, es, is, and he, she, it.
Yes, exactly. He, she, it. Yeah. then S, then Z,
C.
yeah, wear, ear, Z, and again Z. Okay, so I'll just write down what this means. Ish means I.
I.
Do anybody remember?
You.
That's right. Air,
He.
yeah,
It.
absolutely right.
She.
She,
She.
yeah,
We.
right.
We again. You.
You, you,
You. Yeah. You.
yeah,
You. Plural. Yeah. Z again. It's they or it's a plural.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
And then Z, I should write it as capital S, and this
Yeah.
is you respected
You. Yeah. You respected. Yeah.
or
Formal.
formal. You formal, you can say. Okay, so this is what we learned last time. Now, what are we going to learn next is the same way for nominative, there is a little difference in accusative.
Oh.
Yeah. A K K U S A T I V E. Now, remember, friends, accusative means direct object. That is, who is directly getting affected. Right? So, before I start, I'll just make a small sketch. Um, the football hit. Do we write he? The football hit he? No, na?
No. No.
We write it as him because let's say this is a football and this is a person. So this football is hitting him, right? He is getting affected, right? So likewise, if I were to convert it to German, um, let's say the football hits him. Now, what is the German of hit? Is to hit. I need to check. To hit. Schlagen, right? So it can be something like der Fußball schlagt. Now it cannot be he, er. It will be wrong. The football schlagt er will be absolutely wrong, right? Because the football is hitting him. So here the right word would be the football schlagt. For er, it will be ihn. Now, why ihn? Because this is the accusative form. Or I'll write it in German, accusative. Right? Try to grasp this concept, friends. In case if you have any doubt, please question it. Please raise your question right away. The concept is the football is hitting him, right? So this person is getting affected. So this person is in accusative, right? And for accusative, now this is what we are going to learn today. That for accusative, there will be different set of pronomens. So let me complete this table here first. Let's say I'll give you one more example before we proceed. Let's say if I ask a question, do you love me? Right? So here, do you ask a question like, do you love I? That is wrong, na? It's absolutely wrong because we are so tuned in English language that we don't care about the cases, but cases are still there in English language as well. So just think upon it. Why are we converting me and I here? Why I am not writing do you love I? Because there is something, some action, some love, or something is being happened upon me. Is I'm getting affected. So this is a indirect. I mean, you need to think upon it, and because we take it so generally, so normally that we don't think upon it much. But in German, I mean, the same thing happens with German language as well. So here, it will be liebst du mich, right? Now, what is this mich? Mich is a accusative form of ich. Okay, so this is what we are going to learn today. These accusative forms of personal pronouns. Just a moment. Thank you. So let's dive upon this table again. Right. So firstly, friends, you need to remember this by heart. This is the basic things. Ich, du, er, sie, es, wir, ihr, sie, es, sie. In the accusative form, they will change a little, and ich will become mich. M-I-C-H. Right. Now again, friends, why I'm writing this very neatly in this screen is because I want you guys to take a screenshot and remember this table for always. Right. So once we are done with this table, please take a screenshot of this screen. Do will become dish, right? D-I-C-H. Now, air will become in, right? Well, if you want, I can write down mish is me only, but in accusative form. Dish is also you, but in accusative form. In is, there is a special word in English, is him, right? Like the football hit him. So this is the verb. All right. Now S remains S. Z also remains Z. Now wir becomes uns. U-N-S. Uns. Ihr becomes euch. And I'll just write down in brackets. This is English us, and ihr becomes euch is you. Now again, this will be you all. That is a plural form. And z becomes z. That is them. And this z, that is you formal, remains z. Right? So this is you formal. Alright. So friends, I request you please take a screenshot. And this is another thing that you need to remember every day. Just a moment. Okay, I would like to repeat this. Have you taken the screenshot, friends?
Yeah, I'm writing it on piece of paper.
Yeah, I mean this is going to be the most clearest form of writing that I have written. Just because I expect you guys to take screenshot. Yeah, please take a screenshot. Yeah. Because now I'll be writing on this screen and it will be very dirty again. Right. So once again, mish is me in accusative. Dish is you. In is him. Like I said, the football hit him. S, Z, uns is us. Euch is you all. Z is them. And Z is you formal. Now, I will take multiple examples to take up this sentence, this table. Any doubts, any questions, friends, by now?
No.
No, no. As a hint, most of the verbs which are used in German, most of them, maybe like 80% or 85% of verbs which are used are in accusative. So this is the one, mich, dich, in, sie, es. These are the ones that you are going to use most of the times. Okay. So I'll take a few examples and then we'll complete today's session. So the first example that I want to take is hören. By the way, these are the verbs HOREN and gleichzeitig, that is at the same time I expect you guys to learn these verbs as well. What are the meaning? This is to hear, right? Otherwise, I could have given you a list of 100 verbs and then you would have been totally overwhelmed. So with time, we will learn these verbs as well, right? So hören. So let's say if I were to ask a question, F means Frage. That is question. Okay. So the question is, do you hear me? This is most likely, you will be encountering this sentence many times when you are in online meetings or, somewhere where there is anything related to internet. So the question that will be asked is, hörst du mich? Hörst du mich? Now, do you see, friends? Do you hear me? So it will be accusative mich and of course a question mark. Now let's analyze this sentence once. If I were to ask you guys, do you hear me? What is the subject here in this sentence?
You.
Yes.
Do.
Yeah. Do you hear me? So you is the subject, right? And me is the object.
Object.
Yeah, because I mean the main sentence, the main subject to whom you are talking to is you, and who is doing the job is me. So right now, me is in accusative form, and as if we see the sentence again, table again. Where is that table? Yeah, here it. Oh, sorry. Yeah, here again. So it is mish, right? So make sure, friends, in English also you don't write the do you hear I. We don't write it like this. You will write do you hear me, and the same me one-to-one translates to mish. So whenever you are talking about any sentence wherein you need to concern with me, then you can write mish. I'll write down here also, and dish is again you. Okay. I'll take a few more examples so it will be very clear.
Yes, Siddharth. Why we didn't use dish for you? It's not clear to me at least.
The next sentence I'll take up that will make it clear. Let's say, just listen to me for 2 minutes, then it will be clear. The question was, do you hear me? And the answer was, the German was, hörst du mich? Now, what about the Antwort? A. That is Antwort. Antwort will be, yes, I hear you. Okay. Now, in this sentence, things have changed up. Like, let's say if this is person A and this is person B. So person A is asking him, do you hear me? And in the Antwort, the answer, the things will change opposite. Now this time B is answering to A. So B says, yes, I hear you. So now in this case, this is the subject and you is object, right? Now in object, there are two forms available. That could be accusative or dative, right? Now, because it's, I mean, straight away something is happening upon you. I mean, it's the direct object. So in that case, this is accusative, and thereby here the untoward will be ya, ish, heora, dish. So Amya, I would like to focus upon your question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear me? If you ask somebody, do you hear me? So you is in subject, right? That is in nominative. So we are left with
Okay.
only
Okay.
option of nominative table.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, we can only use do because it is in nominative.
Mm-hmm. No, it's clear. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. And let's talk about the answer. Yes, I hear you. Ya ish hear a dish. So now ish is in nominative. I mean, I am able to hear you. So I am in nominative, and for nominative, I only option is ish.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So thereby, there is no other option available. The only confusion that you might have in future is you are asking to someone and the other person is you. And again, this you could be, because it's an object, it could be accusative or dative. So now you need to think upon whether it is an accusative or dative. This is the most critical question. But in most cases, friends, as I said, you will face only accusative verbs. Sometimes, suppose if there is some complex sentences like do you hear me through the mobile connection, right? So now here there things can go a little complex because do you, this may be subject, hear me, this could be object, and mobile connection is again an object. So here things may turn into a little complex situation, which we will take up later on. Even I am not an expert in such complex sentences, but we will take it up later on. But as on today, we are only learning the basics of German. So let's not ponder upon those stuff, right? I'll take a few more examples, then it will be much more clear.
Sid, sorry, before we go to that, I have a small question.
Yeah.
Uh, for example, like the first question, the first example you said, "Do you hear me?"
Yes.
So in German, it's like "Hörst du mich?"
Yes.
But when we say "Do you come with me?"
Hmm.
then instead of "mich," we say "mir."
Yes.
Come with me. Why it is so? Because again, me is the it's again the object here. That's accusative, but we still say "mir" instead of "mich."
Um, Nine. Actually, you are absolutely correct, but there is still more logic that we need to learn upon. Do you come with me? Right? So, what will happen? The German conversion will be kommst du mit mir? Right? So,
Yeah.
now what happens? This mit, when it comes, I mean, we are going a little out of syllabus right now, so please don't get overwhelmed with what I'm speaking right now. So what will happen here when we are using this mit? This is a preposition, right? And there are certain prepositions which we'll take it up later on, like aus, bei, mit, nach, seit, von, zu, and so many are there. These prepositions, if you use in any sentence, this is going to make it as dative. Right? Because here we have used mit. So the next pronoun which will come will be dative only. That is mandatory rule, right? Now, this dative, I mean, I don't want to frighten you right now, but as we learn this table, nominative, accusative, the third character is also coming very soon, next week, and that will be dative, right? So here again, we will be learning more here.
Okay.
Here, it will be mere, and then dear, and then so many things will be there coming, right? So,
Okay.
yeah,
Then my question is too early. Sorry.
huh?
Then my question is too early.
Too early, that's right. And maybe a little frightening for new people. But anyways, this is not a rocket science. With time, you can learn everything. There's no big thing. But the basic thing is, do you come with me? Will be converted to comes do mit mere, and because mit is used here, it becomes dative. So it cannot be comes do mit mish. That cannot be there because mit is there, and once mit is used, it has to be in dative, and the dative form of mish is mere. Okay,
Yeah, okay.
we will add
Understand.
it. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take a few more examples. Um, let's say I ask Frage is, do you see Claudia? Right. This is the question. Now here, I'm sure you will agree with me. This you is the subject, and obviously this is in nominative, and Claudia is the object. And because it is a direct object, so it has to be accusative, right? So friends, I mean, in future also you try to analyze. I mean, as I gave you a small homework last time, whatever you are seeing around your window, just keep out of the window and see what is happening. Try to write down and try to find out what is the subject in the sentence you framed and what is the object in the sentence you framed. Because slowly and steadily you will, get in the right direction, and then you'll be able to do it right way. So I'm taking a small example again. Do you see Claudia? So the conversion will be, the Fragen will be, siehst du Claudia? Right? Now the answer will be, let's say the answer may be, yes, I see Claudia. But in general, we don't answer like this, right? We answer it like, yes, I see her, right? So,
It's her.
yeah, sorry, there will be no question mark here then. Yes, I see her. So now, if you remember that table, what was the accusative form of her?
The
Yes, Z. She, and this remains Z only. I mean, that's just the same, right? So the answer will be Ja, ich sehe, SEHE, Z. Right? Simple answer. I'll take a few more examples, 2 or 3. This is going to be a little mind twisting question. Let's say, will you call us? Now, what is happening? Will you call us means there are 2-3 people. There's a group of people standing, right? And they are asking you. That is, you are a single person. You understand, the friends? Do you call us? This is us and this is you, right? So if this group of people is asking you some question, so you have to answer to the group of people, right? So us is plural form, and when you answer, this again will be in plural only, because you are addressing a group of people. So Can somebody think upon which personal pronoun will be using for us? I'll show the table, for example.
Uns.
Yes?
Uns.
Yes, absolutely right. Right? And can somebody tell me, if I were to answer them, then how will I address them?
Ja. Ich. Uh, I will call you.
No, focus upon which word. I mean, uns was because us, right?
Yeah, correct.
So if this guy
We-
has to answer these people, what they
We
how
use
they-
here,
which one?
here, IHR.
Here. IHR is
No, no.
not there right now because
Yeah.
here is a dative. Right? I will take it up later on. Here it will come somewhere around here, somewhere around here. We'll take it up in dative form. See, you see this form, euch. And this clearly means you all. You know, one-to-one conversion with English and German. So, if they will ask you, Hörs du uns or rufst du uns? And you will answer, ja, ich rufe euch. I'll write down to be more clear. Just remember this pictorial form. This group of people is asking you, and this guy is replying back to them, right? So, will you call us? Will convert to rufst du. Now, focus is upon uns an. Now, this an and roofs, this is a new story. I mean, a completely new chapter that we will take up. The verb is anrufen, but in German, these are known as trennbar. They will divide, and rufen will come before, and an will come later. We will take it up later on. Just for information, this is known as trennbar verbs. That is separable verbs. Anyways, we'll take it up later on for next time. So the question was, rufst du uns an? And the Antwort will be, ja, ich rufe euch an. So my focus was on euch and uns. So make sure these are the accusative forms which you have to use. Is it too much grammar going on, friends? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, yes, but it is necessary. So,
Yeah, this is a
if,
necessary.
now if it has a logic, right, then
Yes.
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, fortunately, normally language does not have any logic, but here there is a lot of logic involved.
Yeah, correct,
Yeah.
correct.
So it's possible to learn it. One or two more examples. Kennen. Kennen is to know. Now, as I said, that is like right time. I mean, learning only, we will be learning more and more verbs. So, kennen is to know. Now, there is a difference here. Do you know Amia? If I ask Chetan, right? Do you know Amia? Right? This is an English sentence. And if I, this is a question. And if I were to ask, you know Linux, right? So you see, there is a difference. What I'm trying to focus upon is in difference between English and German. Do you know Amia is a person? And do you know Linux? This is an object.
Object.
So know is common for object also, and know comes for person also. But in German, it does not work like this. Linux is used to know people. Yeah. And Wissen, Wiesen, is used to know object. You're getting my point, friends? Kennen will be using for people and vsen will be used for objects. So if the question will be KENNST, Kenst do Amiya, right? But if you were to ask, do you know Linux? Then you have to ask, Weiss do Linux?
So Siddharth, I have a small confusion here. From previous example, like, or you can take this example. Canon is to know, but when you mention do you know me, it's just changed Kenst. So how it is just changing from ending with en to st, ending with st?
Yes. Absolutely perfect question. Actually, this is the topic which I wanted to take up in the next session, that is next week. What happens in dictionary if you find any verb, kennen? So this is the most original form of verb. But what happens if you use it now? So if you were to use in first person, it will be ich kenne. Du kennst. RZS kennt. Wir kennen. Ihr kennt. Now, what happens? Sie kennen. So what happens for every verb? The ending changes with the first person, second person, third person, or plural. This keeps on changing. This is entirely a new chapter. I mean, this is the next week I wanted to take it up, because now we are facing this issue in many sentences, right? So for now, just learn this, what I'm talking about here in Kenst and Weist. Next weekend, we will take up this verb endings, right? Okay, so what I wanted to focus upon here is Kennst du die Leute? Kennst du die Leute? So this is what I'm asking. Yeah, group of people. So here, if you go for group of people in plural in the table, where is that table? Yes. So it comes like this. If I were to answer yes, I know them. So you only use ja, ich kenne sie. Okay. As I told you now, friends, please refer that table, that screenshot that you took right now, just some time back, and most of the things you will get to understand from that table only. Okay. The last thing that I want to take up today is one more, just a knowledge information. If I ask you, do you like apple? So it will be liebst du Äpfel. That is apples, right? So liebst du Äpfel, that is, you're talking about a thing, some stuff. Do you love? Liebst, by the way, means do you love apples, right? So the answer will be ja, ich liebe Apfel. We can write, but we don't repeat the same word again and again. Na? So we will write sie, right? This again, if you refer the table, then you will find it
Them.
from the table only, right?
Them.
Yeah. Now, what knowledge I wanted to share upon here is, if you were to answer in a negative way, so you will write 9, Ich liebe, L-I, liebe sie nicht. Right. So technically, this is correct sentence. Ja, ich liebe sie nicht. I love them not. Right. But in German, there is, the general spoken German information. If you are to negate a sentence, if you are going to, say a no to a sentence, like in this sentence, I love them not, you don't use lieb or you don't use love here. I love them not is not a good sentence. The right sentence is I don't like them, right? So here, this sentence, nein, ich liebe sie nicht, will convert to nein, ich mag sie nicht, right? So you're getting my point, friends. Mag means like, L-I-K-E. Now again, Magen, Mugen, there are many versions of this mag, but
Yeah.
the basic form is like. So make sure that you don't make such small mistakes. In general, in English, if we transliterate, we can say, yeah, I don't love it, right? But in German, if you were to say, you don't write it like this, you write it as, I don't like it, or I don't like them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if the question itself is contains like, then there is no change, right?
Yeah.
Do you
Now,
like it? Yeah.
yeah, in case if it was, do you like apple? Apple, I don't like it. Then fine.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
even if in question it is love, do you
Yeah.
love apple? And you are to answer in negative form, then you convert that love to like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah.
And then say, no, I don't like apple. So I don't want to go too deep. I mean, it's already too much for today. So with this, we will end today's session. And again, I would request you, please remember this table because there is an elder brother coming up next to next week here. And again, it will be, it's like it's going to be frightening then. Okay. And this table, in addition to the yesterday's table, where is it? Yeah.
Yeah, just for everybody's sake, you have taken a screenshot. I added it in WhatsApp. Actually.
Great, absolutely great. Super. So this, that the today's screenshot and this screenshot, the one that I'm showing right now, and we took this screenshot yesterday. Please refer this at least 2 to 3 times a day for next 6 days, because this is going to be the framework of your German grammar, right? Because it may happen that sometime you may be required to even write some German. I mean, while speaking, you can always say, like in Hindi, we can say meri car, mera car. It's just the same, right? But in schriftliche Deutsch, that means written German, if you make this mistake, then I mean that's something to be focused upon, not to make it, right? While speaking, you can always make mistakes. There is no issues. So, any questions, friends? Any doubts?
Sid, one request. So, I think, is it possible to give that table for these questions? Right? Who, what, that
Double
kind of.
again. Yeah. Yes, I have it. I will share it on WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Yes, you are right. Yeah, I should have taken a screenshot earlier also. I'll create I'll write down in a very good handwriting today, and then I'll share the screenshot.
Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you. Yeah.
Okay, so once again, friends, I request you, please don't, keep yourself abundant from German classes. Keep yourself immersed, keep in touch. And if possible, please see the video, yesterday's video once again. That was too crucial, somewhere in the middle of the week. And if you have any doubts, feel free to post them on WhatsApp group. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So I wish you all a very good week to start.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
bye.